Shout out JLP Show. What's up, guys? It is, I guess it's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. And it is December 24th, Tuesday, Christmas Eve, AD 2024. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, The Hake Report show. I will, I will be, talking about some different things going on in the world. They're trying to go after Matt Gaetz. You know, I don't care about that. I poo-pooed it without even knowing any of the details yesterday, although we kind of knew it was coming. And once I learned a little bit more about, on the internet and from Commie Nonsense Network, I'm right to poo-poo the smears upon our Matt Gaetz. Now, I don't know what his life was like, what he did. You know, it's easy to get into your imagination. Take a look at that punchable face of Matt Gaetz and get into your imagination about it. You know, white men have punchable faces, especially an upturned nose on that young buck Matt Gaetz with that hair and that face. Does he have an upturned nose, like a piggy nose? But anyway, it's interesting how the government loves lies. And you know that the government loves lies, and so do the media, mainstream media. Did you know media is a plural? And so don't buy it necessarily. Don't be taking his side necessarily either. It's kind of like Free Diddy. Yeah, but I'm not really taking his side. Because whatever, he rocked the vote for the Democrats. Not that I care that much about that. Somebody's got to do that dumb stuff. But yeah, Matt Gaetz. I might show you a little bit of, you guys have sent me some requests, and I thought I might oblige. So I might oblige some of your requests. And their lines are full, guys. They really are. So I will try to get to your calls. So we're going to have a fun show. It's Christmas, and it's the AJ Gallardo original theme song, because this is kind of like a Friday to me. Last day of the year. So let's just get right on with the show.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys! I hope you're enjoying this was made Christmas Eve 2017, I want to say. So 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 7 years ago to the day. Shout out to AJ.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Oh, hold on. So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. I'm wearing a nice July Just Feels White t-shirt. It's Christmas in July, except it's not July. And I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. And I love Darius Rucker. He's black, but he's apparently white on the inside, because he too dreamed of a white Christmas. And shout out to the blacks. I will have some special shout outs for you. Some beautiful black art to share with you. So be happy. Don't be sour grapes at Hake being playful. Okay? Let's see. Nice. So right on and look at the beautiful sunset. December 23rd, just over a year ago, 2023 AD, looking out over Mount Baldy, from Mount Baldy. Very nice. So let me get to some calls. I wanted to get to Hayden. I don't think I got to. Did I get to you, Hayden, in Texas yesterday? I forget. With Bigg Bump?
I didn't call in yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling today.
How you doing, Hake?
Doing fine, man.
Good. I did watch a little bit of the show yesterday with you and Bigg Bump, and as usual, everything you were saying was correct, and it was hilarious how y'all were again tuning out Maze. I think she was rambling off.
Yeah. Maze is hard to keep track of, keep up with, because she wants to switch subjects and get to all of her topics. It's a mess.
Yeah, well, I mean, they all say the same thing anyway. So I just think it's so funny how everyone just tunes them out.
You know, she was going after Matt Gaetz. I remember. I do recall that part. Yeah,
I heard that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you can go.
Well, she tends to be. She tends to go off of hearsay. If she hears somebody say something that she's prone to agree with, this is a human nature thing. So it's not just her, but she does this. She will go with that and just say it. And so there's this smear without any evidence. Supposedly they found evidence, but it's a smear because, it's a smear against Matt Gaetz. And there was this other thing with, not Tamir, the guy who got tortured and murdered in the 50s, allegedly. Emmett Till, one of my favorite cases. The woman who...
50s?
Yeah, I think it was the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the 70s at least.
The woman supposedly recanted, according to Maze and some people in the mainstream media. But when you look into the actual article and the actual details, there's no proof that she recanted. It's just some journalist with an activist who said his recorder stopped recording. So that's convenient, but okay. So he doesn't have a recording of it, but he was recording her, but it stopped recording. And so he quickly jotted down something that she said, and she's like, that part might not be true. It was so long ago anyway. She said something like that, according to this journalist. And whether you believe him or not is up for grabs. And so that's the basis of her saying, oh, she admitted she was lying.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Right. Because they say that he actually grabbed her and said some vulgar things to her and kind of threatened her. And it was so bad that she went to get her gun. Now, I don't know. A woman can lie. A woman can exaggerate. But anyway, my point is she'll go with hearsay because that's all that is. So
she kept bringing up the facts. Who does that sound like?
It sounds like Joe, and it sounds like the guy we also sometimes tune out.
It sounds like all the rest of them is what they say. And you had your facts versus truth shirt on, too.
Right.
Once he was bringing up the facts.
Yeah, true.
I was like, what the?
Indeed.
Lord have mercy. Hey, I wanted to ask you a question. So I wanted to ask you if the leading Republican candidate this year was Vivek Ramaswamy, or I don't know, if it was Tim Scott, would they have been put through the same hell that Donald Trump went through?
Absolutely not. They would have been put through hell, but they wouldn't have handled it as well, I don't think, especially not Tim Scott. Vivek, I kind of, my gut and my head and my emotions want to look down on him a little bit because he comes off as a fast talker, not that genuine. But I do like his attitude, and I like how he handles himself under pressure. But he just comes off as a little too eager to please, and, and he's Indian. Like Ann Coulter said, he's Indian. I mean, he's an anchor baby. He's American, but he's Indian. And, he probably believes in that racism stuff. And, when push comes to shove, people fall into their identities. People are weak. And that's understanding human nature. But, Vivek and Tim Scott, they would have had to pretend like they're not going after them just because they're black or just because they're non-Indian. But the media look down on people who think for themselves or people who are not full-blown liberals, for sure.
Right. my belief. Well, I know this. I know this for sure that the reason why they went after Trump so hard is because he's white and they didn't want a white guy in power again.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm always skeptical.
And he's like the perfect white. He is like the perfect white man in that he's everything that they hate. He's
exactly.
He's Christian, but he's real, because a lot of Christians are kind of phony nice. They play too nice. He says that he's Christian, and he's for the Christians. And he's a man, and he steamrolls over them. He tells the truth and doesn't back down. He's rich. He's older, and he's a little bit fatter, and brash and bold, and he's everything that they hate.
Right.
Straight. He's straight. He's a man, and he hasn't been able to. They haven't been able to take him down with the woman accusations either. So
nope.
Yeah.
They haven't got him on nothing, which is just I still to this day cannot believe it. And it's been how many months now? 6, 7 months now, ever since they quote unquote convicted him.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm thinking like it's 9 years they've been really going after him. June 2015 was when he gave that speech about Mexico is not sending their best, and he announced his run for president, and they've been going after him hard, like nobody else,
nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm always skeptical whenever he nominates people like. I didn't know a lot about Vivek at first, but Vivek and then Kash Patel too. I'm always skeptical.
Yeah, me too.
But it doesn't. It seems like they seem they have a good head on their shoulders.
Yeah, Kash Patel
for the most part,
and Vivek. Yeah, they seem like pretty competent people.
Yeah,
I don't like how fast they talk, how quick they are to say different things. Kash Patel. I heard him talking about PDFs, pedophiles. And so, I don't know, he just seems a little bit off maybe, but that's just a first impression, and I really know nothing about him. But you're right, they do seem competent, which is a welcome change, hopefully.
Yeah. And for the most part, their agenda seems to be America first.
Yeah.
So...
we'll take a risk. What choice have we? We're just along for the ride, honestly.
I know.
But it's good to pay attention.
Right.
Good to pay attention. Yeah.
Just to sit back and watch. I feel like I had one more thing I wanted to bring up from last week.
Okay.
But it's been so long that I can't remember offhand. Are y'all gonna be open tomorrow?
No, we're gonna be out from Christmas Day through New Year's Day. We'll be back January 2nd. So.
Shoot.
Next Thursday, a week from Thursday, we'll be back. So,
well, good for y'all that y'all got that break.
Yeah, and thank you. And so maybe make a note of it or whatever. And if it's still pertinent when the time comes, feel free to call in with it.
All right.
Or you can, if you have the spare change, you can super chat it on Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do that.
No worries,
but
man.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Check out the HakeReport.com, and there's different ways to contact me or leave super chats or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out for sure.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate your calls over the years. Over the year and the years, probably. I forget how long you've been calling. And thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good Christmas Day.
You as well.
Goodbye now.
All right. Bye. CJ in Washington. CJ in Washington. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you doing, man?
Doing well as well. Wow, you're in Washington, D.C. or Pacific Northwest, if you don't mind my asking.
Pacific Northwest, man.
Beautiful, nice area. I love it.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's much more gorgeous than the endless wasteland of Texas. But
yeah.
I got my business done there, and I need some mountains, rivers, lakes, and forests.
Well,
So yeah,
congratulations.
everything's going.
A welcome,
Yeah.
a welcome move or a welcome vacation, whatever it is. I
Oh
like it.
no, I'm gonna be here for a while.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your calls. And I was actually thinking about you yesterday because I peeped an article suggested by Google Chrome, far left Google Chrome, about quantum stuff, and it just made me think of you because I don't understand quantum physics at all. I don't even know what it is.
Was it quantum entangled particles can transfer information faster than the speed of light?
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't exactly that. I don't think it might have been that, but actually, like an object responded to the light before the light got to it, but before the light photon got to it, and so it was negative time. They found negative time according to this study. It was a controversial little study headline that they came out with. So I was reading
so
about
now
it.
so now you've got one of your Bond employees referring to himself as a chat tard.
Indeed. Yeah, Daniel.
Wow, man, I have read deep into there.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, yeah, having Bigg Bump on yesterday, I always like a good Bigg Bump show. And it's been a while since I was able to tune in. And so I tuned in. I was like, well, I got some time to check out the Hake. And Bigg Bump's always, he's like your best guest ever. Like, just so much more knowledgeable and well thought out than like Omar or anybody else. Like when he's on, it's just always a solid show.
That's cool, man. Yeah, he definitely does his homework, and he brings interesting information.
Yeah, a lot of the environmental stuff is based on shaky science, but acid rain was a real thing caused by nitric oxide and sulfuric oxide, and the reason why the scare went away is because of massive industry regulations that were put in place in the 1990 Clean Air Act.
Okay, so some of those regulations were a good thing.
Well, the saying acid rain pretty much went away after that.
Yeah, a mixed bag. Regulations tend to be a mixed bag.
It wasn't like a prophecy that didn't just come true. Like the 1970s, we're going to go into an ice age.
Yeah.
Right, and then the next decade, it was global warming, and then, what was Greta Thunberg's? We're all going to be dead next year or something.
12 years. 12 years will be irreversible.
Yeah, but what was that? 6 years ago?
Yeah, I remember AOC saying something like that during I feel like it was maybe the Trump administration, but something like that.
All right, I got some Christmas Bible stuff for you.
Let's hear it.
All right, so in Luke, he starts writing this letter that says, I'm going to tell you about what's happening here with the eyewitnesses. And then he recounts the Virgin Mary's birth and never mentions who the witness was. So he just starts retelling the same stories that everybody else has been telling. That's
interesting. And so but he doesn't mention them, but is that a typical thing of them to say it was according to eyewitnesses and then not to name the eyewitnesses?
I guess.
Because these were, correct me if I'm wrong, these were oral traditions, like before they were written. Like the Gospel of Luke, was it an oral tradition or was it written?
No. Luke was the secretary, pretty much private secretary for Paul.
Okay, interesting.
So no, Luke and Paul were not.
They never knew Jesus.
They're not
firsthand.
Yeah, they weren't like oral traditions passed down, like the other Gospels were.
Oh, okay.
Matthew, Mark, and John. But there could only really be one eyewitness, right, to the virgin birth story.
Mary or maybe Joseph.
Right.
Yeah.
So then right after the virgin birth in Luke, then then there's a chapter called Mary's Song, and it says, and Mary said, and then there's nothing in there about the virgin birth. And then there's the two genealogies given for Jesus, which say that Joseph was his dad.
Uh-huh.
And then, and in Luke, he says that you're going to be given a virgin birth, and he shall be called, your spirit will come from the power of the Most High. And he visits. Let's see here. Jesus birth foretold, and and you will call him Jesus. Says you will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus. However, the other stories of this say that he will be called Emmanuel. So the story's already getting changed up because they did start calling him Jesus and not Emmanuel. And then Jesus never mentions his virgin birth, and none of the disciples of Jesus ever mention a virgin birth. And actually, no one in the entire story mentions a virgin birth. It just shows up as this story, like Luke just says, and this was some story.
Yeah.
And then it's like this beginning at the other Gospels, but those disciples were like, they didn't even know of Jesus yet until he started ministering. And so none of those people knew the story. And it never says Jesus told us this is, there's quotes from Jesus all throughout the Gospels.
Right.
They never said Jesus told us he was born of a virgin. And then the prophecy in Isaiah that there would be a virgin birth, there's definitely a Hebrew word for virgin, and that was not the word that was used. It was the word for young woman. So that was not accurate or true.
I used to think that's what virgin meant. But anyway, young women, anyway.
Probably did used to be kind of synonymous.
Yeah, that's partly why I say men are not virgins, because it just seems, But anyway.
Unfortunately, today, young woman means pretty much used up already.
Yeah,
but
poor ladies. Shout out.
Yeah, and then when the Pharisees and the Sadducees were confronting Jesus, and I said, "This man is the Son of God. Is he not the son of? Is he not the son of Mary and Joseph that we've all known?" Right. So as Jesus was growing up, nobody knew him as the product of a virgin birth.
Yeah.
Everybody, and like we've known this guy was this couple's child his entire life. Who is he to now? Who are you to now say that you're the Son of God? And how did Jesus respond?
I don't remember.
He said, "Is it not written that pretty much everybody's a god?"
That's true. I remember that. They said, they're like, you're basically calling yourself God. I do remember. I lied. That was a great answer, too. Isn't that an interesting answer, too, to me?
Yeah, so he's pretty much just said, well, yeah, Joseph is a god. That's why.
Wow.
He didn't say, well, because my mommy got impregnated by a spirit and blah, blah, blah. Nope. So, I mean, either Jesus was afraid to give that answer. When you believe in, scaredy cat Jesus.
Right.
Or and what does that even mean? Like, there's a lot of, I don't know, I used to think it was, I read it and I thought, isn't that kind of blasphemous to say that everybody's like God? And then.
Right. I never understood why he said that. And I never really thought about it or questioned it until I started hearing the Christians who say that Jesus is God. And then they're pretending like the Jews knew that he was saying he is God. And then he answers with that baffling verse, and then he follows up with I am the Son of God.
Like Jesus does say, my God, why have you forsaken me?
Right.
And that's one of maybe the only time he refers to God as God. All the rest of the time, it's the Father who sent me, my Father.
Yeah.
Father. I don't think he ever calls him Yahweh ever once, which is odd, because that's what God told people to call him, supposedly.
Yeah.
But he never. Jesus sure never called him that. And yeah, but I don't know. Like, I think on yesterday's show you were kind of saying that it's really not all that important or honorable to have a family, which I don't know.
Oh, on Punchy TV.
Number one.
Yeah, I was mainly saying it doesn't tell you anything either way, whether you're successful or not, if you have a family. Like, that's not a definition of success. Because I was debating Andrew from the Crucible's point. But anyway, yes, continue.
That means you succeeded in the first commandment. Now you can work on the second one.
The first commandment being go and be fruitful and multiply?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair. Indeed. Yeah, I don't mean to poo-poo it entirely.
So you're not going to maybe understand this, but as a father, you want your child to, if you're a good person, you want your child to grow up to kind of be like you, like to be able to be strong, independent. You don't want your child to stay dependent and be a child forever. You want them to grow up.
Yeah.
Right? Except for God. God just wants you to stay a child forever and never become like him.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting? And that's not even true about God. You're mocking it, right? You're mocking the people who think we can never be like God. We can never be godly. We can never be Christ-like. Is that what you're saying?
Then Jesus stopped even calling him God. He starts calling him Father, which would bolster the idea that God is a role model. And then Jesus says, be perfect just as your Father is in heaven. And then you can never be perfect.
Right.
Well, why would Jesus tell you to be perfect? Why would Jesus say that everybody's a God? Why would Jesus say all these? I don't know. That's when I just stopped going to church, because obviously the pastors wanted to answer the same questions over and over and over and over again every week.
Wow.
But they didn't want to address stuff like, what does it mean when Jesus says everybody's a God?
Yeah. And these are like the basics. These are like the basics that are all throughout the Bible. And
he had the perfect chance to say, because the Spirit impregnated my mom, and not a human being.
Oh.
And he just, my answer is because why can I say I'm the son of God if I'm the son of Mary and Joseph? Everybody's a God. I don't know.
Wow.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
It's
man.
nice talking to you again.
Yeah, great call. Take care, CJ.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Going out with a bang on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve. It's Christmas for some people. Shout out to those people overseas where it's Christmas already, you know? Whew. You know, I got to get to GREGG from the Midwest. GREGG, Merry Christmas, man.
What up? Merry Christmas, my boy.
You know what? I have to tell you something while I'm thinking about it. I have I haven't knowingly seen your gift, even though I saw that according to the tracking number, it was delivered.
Yeah. Did you check with the front desk person or the security guard or anything?
I checked with the front desk at Bond.
Yeah.
But that's all. And he said that he hasn't seen it. And like they did a failed delivery on last Monday, and then they supposedly delivered it on Tuesday to an individual. But I don't know if I I got a couple of gifts last week. I'm gonna run and grab them, but I don't know if it was yours. I don't think so.
It's a small box that can kind of fit in your hand. That's what it would be.
Was it the? Hold on. Was it the Confederate States of America cup?
Yeah.
Oh, this is you. Nice.
Yeah.
I did get it.
You
I did get
found
it.
it.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
that's it.
I guess I just didn't pay attention to the return label. I thought that this was from Sho Sugino as well. Because I got something else the same day.
That's cool.
This is awesome.
Yes, sir.
It says CSA, and that's Confederate States of America, right?
Sure is.
That's awesome, man. I almost said it. I almost slipped and said that's dope. But thank you, man. That's super cool.
Oh, it is dope.
Yeah.
It's right up your alley.
It really
You're a
is.
researcher when it comes to that stuff. Yes. And you don't even have to drink out of it. You could just have it as a prop.
Yeah. I drink from the spiritual cup of life.
Yes.
That's cool.
You can drink that holy water now.
Thank you kindly, man. Yeah,
Yes,
the wooden box was all broken up, but luckily this thing came in one piece. So I appreciate it.
I think there was a box inside the box.
Yeah, the wooden box inside of the.
The wooden box was broke. I gotcha.
Yeah, kind of broke apart. But I kept the
'Cause you could
pieces
always
just
put
in
it back
case.
in the box, but it's broke.
Yeah, it had like a nice felt
USPS
interior.
for you.
Yeah, I know.
That's the postal service for you.
I know. Next time I think I'll have, because I was so concerned, I was going to say, no, next time I'll have you send it to the P.O. box if you ever send anything else.
I was thinking about that too, but would that box have fit in the postal box?
No, they would probably keep it in the back and you'd have to get it. Or we'd have to get it. But people have done that. But you're right.
Okay.
It's
I did not know that.
But it did come.
Cool.
It did come. It did show up.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Merry Christmas, my boy.
Thank you. Much obliged. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm looking at the tracking number. What the heck is going on? Like, maybe the wrong person snatched it.
I know. I was getting scared. I was like, oh, no. What a mess.
Yeah. What are your plans for Christmas?
I plan to see some family and hang out and have a fun time. Maybe go to the beach. Start to get a little exercise again. You know what? It's really bad. After the time changed, we fell back. So it's getting darker and colder earlier. I allowed that to be an excuse not to go out and walk and exercise. So maybe that ought to change. That it's not right. But anyway, hopefully I turn over a new leaf come the new year.
Winter time is usually when people get fat.
That's right.
They can't go outside as much.
Yeah, and sick because they don't get as much sunshine.
And even in California, it's got to be cold on the beach. I mean,
sometimes, yeah.
Bad.
If the sun comes out, the radiation from the sun, even if it's 60 degrees, which is cold to me, it feels nice if the sun is out.
I wish it was 60 degrees in the Midwest.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, man. And congratulations on Trump, too.
Yeah, isn't that great?
We got our boy back. That's the best Christmas present anybody could have gotten.
He is a winner. And I understand, how he says, I don't like losers? And I was like, oh, man, am I a loser? Would Trump not like me? But I understand. Because you want to be a winner. There's no reason not to be a winner.
He's got a winner spirit. He's like the Michael Jordan of politics. He just hates to lose. And that in itself is inspiring because human beings by nature hate losing. So he's kind of a trophy in that sense.
Yeah, he's the epitome of
he's the
winner.
model of what to look like when you're not losing.
That's right.
Even after 2020, he came back even stronger than before.
Yeah.
And the supporters only went up. And everything that happened to him this past year made him more popular.
That's right.
So I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, the attacks on him and the strength that he has shown. And I think that's something that people take for granted. They don't even really appreciate it sometimes. A lot of people.
No, they don't. It's something that we'll never see probably again in our lifetimes. Like, you can't duplicate something like that.
Yeah.
He's one in a million for sure.
Yup. What a Chad.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Bigg Bump, too. I mean, I was kind of hoping he'd be back today because he inspired me to call in today, and he was talking about his hip-hop stuff. He said he likes Joe Budden. I was like, oh, man, that's my favorite rapper.
I was surprised at some of these names that he was mentioning, and I was remiss. I missed some diamonds on the DLive crew. Somebody asked him about a tribe called Quest, but I didn't get to ask him. Oh,
yeah. They call him Tribe for short.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good group. But I'm going to call in definitely next time Bigg Bump comes back because we got to talk now.
It might be on Friday the 3rd. It might be back. He might be back Friday the 3rd. So
that's what's up. But I really called about, you were talking about stereotyping earlier this week, and I want to give you my take on it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's right or wrong to stereotype because I think people just do it unconsciously, like not realizing that they're doing it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. Now, when we think stereotyping, we always think it's white people stereotyping black people.
Yeah.
But not necessarily, because there's black people who stereotype other black people, which Bigg Bump actually mentioned yesterday when that guy was like, oh, yeah, I'll do anything for my people. He had me dying with that. But a lot of people do that towards one another. And it's just humans looking at other humans with their own human nature. So that's pretty much what stereotyping is. And they're doing it based off of what they've seen in person. So white people shouldn't be hating when, oh, I'm being stereotyped. Well, that means the other person has encountered multiple people who look like you who have that type of behavior or attitude. So in order for stereotyping to stop altogether, people just got to change their individual, which that ain't going to happen, but whatever.
So true, man. You know, I saw this Destiny tweet, you know, Stephen Bennell. I've debated him before. He's been on JLP. Very meme-worthy interview, by the way. He shared this meme. He quote-tweeted this meme. And it reminds me of what you're talking about with the stereotypes. When 5 white people are murdered at a Christmas market, you know, that German car crash by the supposed ex-Muslim or anti-Muslim or whatever the guy was, they call him far right. And they're having it's a young lady, pretty young lady, holding a candle at a vigil for the people who died at that Christmas market attack in Germany that happened last Friday. And then in contrast, there's this building on fire when a black convicted felon ODs on fentanyl, a reference to the George Floyd riots of 2020, the insurrection around the country. And I noticed that those are stereotypes. And this is a right-winger type of a stereotype, talking about how whites are more civilized than the blacks are. When the whites are angry or sad about something, they like to be civilized and have a nice little vigil. And then the blacks or the leftists, the communists, really, not just blacks, they riot and destroy over a lie, over, you know, an exaggeration, a half-truth. They're both really stereotyping each other, and it's really, neither of them are justified in their anger, and neither of them are being fully on. Like, this is not really a completely honest take, because it was more than just an OD. It was an OD mixed with the stress of getting himself into a hairy situation with a cop, or with the cops. So I don't necessarily blame the cops for that, but you know, this this stereotype is blacks are angry and whites are nice, and neither of them is good. So it just made me think of it when you mentioned this stereotyping, and it is human nature, and the whites being nice is not the right answer, nor is the whites getting angry the right answer. And same thing with the blacks. The blacks don't have to become more like the whites. Blacks need to just be right. Just drop the anger.
Just be normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, check this out. I got pulled over by a cop last night for something silly. I was driving without my headlights on, and I didn't even realize it. But I didn't stereotype the cop. The cop didn't stereotype me. We got to talking. He was super nice. I was being normal. I was being cool. And long story short, that was the end of it. Nothing happened. I shook the guy's hand and everything.
Right on.
But just be normal.
That's right.
All there is to it.
Stay in the present and deal with the present.
Yeah.
Nice, Greg. I'm trying to. I got to.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, I got you.
I got to run. Take care, man. All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice. Nice. And Rika, Frederick in Los Angeles, California, on the line here. Rika, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve.
Thank you. You as well.
Great call, Greg Gatron. He took your gift and cut you off.
Nice.
Man, that's crazy. Imagine the psychosis that goes into a black man getting you a silver Confederate cup like that.
You think that's psychosis? This beautiful Confederate cup?
Brainwashing to the max.
That shows a lack of.
He might as well bought you a whip. Why you
what
go
would
back
be
to
wrong?
the Confederacy?
Whips are cool
went
too.
All the way back and bought you a whip,
like a slave driver's whip.
Yeah, he should have might as well.
And what would be wrong with a whip?
Nothing if he's not gonna let you use it on him. I mean, that's
see,
bad. I mean, at least you can drink your cup and talk to him and tell him, get to work or I'm gonna whip you or something.
You're in your head. You're in your head.
Yeah,
Rika.
whatever. Man, Gaetz going to jail.
I would be surprised. Okay, but that's your prediction.
You would be surprised or you wouldn't be surprised?
I would be surprised.
You would be surprised if he goes to jail.
Yeah, I would be.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be surprised because they talking about the stuff that came out in this report.
Yeah.
That people testified in watching him as a witness to the crime. Hey, if you got witness to the crime, it ain't no two rule law justice system here. It should be if somebody witnessed you have sex with a minor and you're gonna just get fired. Oh no,
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. One thing I learned from Joe from Phoenix is that's hearsay. Hearsay is not evidence.
No, it's not hearsay. If somebody watch you, it's not hearsay.
A witness is a hearsay. The person we heard the witness say something. That's not evidence.
No,
and so I saw this tweet. I saw this tweet from Cernovich who said, "For those asking, Matt cannot sue the authors of this ethics report. Covered up privilege and immunity clause and other immunities. That's why it was rolled out this way. All smear and no legal remedy. They didn't even present.
You know why they put it out?
They didn't. Matt Gaetz says they didn't even present these allegations in a forum where they could be challenged. Legislative immunity. They don't ever present these allegations in a forum where they could be challenged. And this guy named Chris Dorworth, who I guess is mentioned in this thing. Dorworth testified that Representative Gaetz was a frequent guest at his home to enter the community where Dorworth lives.
White?
Blah, 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 blah.
That they got to touch minors.
Dorworth said that, first things first, these people try to shake us down for money. That's why I sued them in the first place and why this whole thing even started. I've never even met these women, and I've taken 3 polygraph tests to dispute their baseless lies. Oh, that's what my former guest said, my recent guest earlier this year. What was that guy's name? Cam Higbee. Cam Higbee debunked this thing. You got to go back and watch the Cam Higbee interview.
So you think he'll be
Rika.
Donald Trump's pick?
No, I don't think so because he already backed out.
But they debunking all of this stuff, so he shouldn't have did nothing wrong, right?
I don't know.
Why are they caving to the public if they did nothing wrong?
Sometimes you just got to cave. I'm not for it, but sometimes that happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sad.
Why do you just believe stuff without evidence? Just based
No,
on
they
hearsay?
had a whole committee. I don't believe stuff without evidence. If they
Oh,
didn't
so what
do
evidence have you seen?
They did the whole committee, and it was released yesterday.
I know, but that's not evidence. You just told me some committee.
Yes, they do evidence. They do an investigation.
Yeah, but you haven't seen any evidence.
What was the results of the report?
Some smear, but you haven't seen any evidence.
The evidence is he withdraw his bid for Congress, right? He's out of Congress altogether, right? He's unemployed altogether.
That's not evidence.
There's definitely evidence because
No, it's not.
They showed Cash App and Venmo payments where he paid for sex.
You're black. I understand. You think you're a pharaoh.
You think they don't have evidence, and all you want to do is know the evidence.
I don't think that they do or don't.
Poison. Facts is not true.
I don't think they do or do not have evidence. You're the one making the claim that they have evidence.
Anyway. Right?
But what's wrong with you that you just want to believe it? You just want to believe it because he's a Trump guy or what?
No, I don't want to believe. I think
because he's white? You want to believe it because he's white?
They couldn't get. I think the Republicans threw him under the bus because they couldn't raise the debt ceiling for Trump.
Is it his punchable face?
Yeah, he do kind of got a punchable face. But
is that why you want to believe it?
I think he's cool for real because most of the most of the politicians do drugs and probably do the same thing. MTG said, let's tell on all of them. But right now, they want to protect the pedos like they do when it's their own people.
Well, I disavow that.
Man.
I disavow all that PDF talk.
There's a black man there, Adam. Did you hear about Florida cooking crack in the courthouse?
The state of Florida?
Yeah, they was cooking crack in the courthouse, and they got to release like 2,000 prisoners because they were serving crack next to school and trapping criminals by cooking court in the courthouse and selling it back out on the street.
You really remind me of Maze.
Hey, look it up. Y'all only focus on black news. 6 more cops got locked up in Mississippi for trying to kill 2 black men. Hey, these whites are getting locked up left and right. Y'all better watch the news more because y'all focus on some on the wrong news. What's wrong with the whites, man?
Okay. Well, thank you for your contribution.
All right,
man.
All right, no problem. I'll talk to you later. Hey.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye. Rika, Frederick, the Pharaoh. Whew. Before I get back to the calls, I told you a little bit about Matt Gaetz. I wanted to show you guys something. Somebody requested this, and I thought I would share it. It's Christmas, you know? I made this about 10 years ago. And, I never knew it. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Let me mute this. And it's just a little, I used to paint as a young buck. And this is the painting. Let me expand it. Will it expand? Check it out. I never knew it to be any other way. It looks like a nice little, almost like the black type people painting. As it painted JLP. I did it for a little fundraiser we had after we had a building flood. Kind of cool, huh? Hey, I thought that I had censored. I thought that I had muted it. Whatever. Oh, I didn't. There we go. So check it out. Now let me play it one more time. Cool, huh? Kind of cool. That's all acrylic paint, actually, I think. Acrylic paint, which is the plastic paint. It's not oil. And it's on a little, 8x5, something like that. Little canvas. I made a print of it. Somebody bought it. Somebody bought a print. And that one is up there. So, pretty nice, huh? I thought it was nice. I thought I would just share that with you because somebody requested, I want to see your art. So there's my That's the last thing that I ever did, art-wise. And it's kind of, it's all right. Kind of interesting to look at. Looks a little off. I compare it to black art because, you see these Nipsey Hussle faces and Kobe faces, and their faces. Something is off about it. That's what I think about this one. But nice. It's based off of JLP's portrait from The Antidote. And then I put this bronzy color behind it. I don't know. They say orange looks good next to black people. And hot pink, too, by the way. So, cool, huh? No? Hey, keep up the good work. Amazing. No, I don't have any tattoos. That's pretty good. Eh? Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I went to when I did art at college. Man, whatever. I had my favorite teacher was the drawing and painting teacher, so I took him every semester that I could. Right on. Let's see. I wanted to share one other thing. Yeah, real quick. One other thing, and then I'll get back to your calls. Because this was interesting to me. And these people are kind of ridiculous. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So I saw this on YouTube, and I screen recorded it because I didn't want to have to deal with it on YouTube. But this is a young lady who is a business owner. She does nails, and she's dressed a little scantily, and I didn't censor it, but whatever. Okay, so have a look at this little incident from this gal. She's like, I couldn't believe my client had a problem with my Christian music. I don't know if, this is just shared on a YouTube channel, okay? Don't harass her, whatever. But listen to this, see if you can make out what it's saying. Here goes.
French matches like with everything, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you mind changing the music?
Yeah, why? What happened?
Do you mind changing the music? This is a young lady, so I cut her a little bit of slack.
Yeah, why? What happened?
Oh, nothing. It's not really like my religion like that.
Do you want to listen to maybe like instrumental or like maybe like clean music, or what do you usually listen to?
I mean, I may listen to like rap and hip hop. I guess you could say trap.
Okay, so the scene is this gal with no straps, by the way. You can tell she had no father, according to Anchor Baby. If you don't have straps, you had no father. He's talking about different type of straps. But anyway, she's buzzing this person's nails. I don't know what's going on. It's scary. But this woman is not religious like that. She doesn't do the Christian thing. They're both like Hispanic sounding, maybe black, but Hispanic probably. And she listens to rap and hip hop, like trap music.
I guess you could say trap.
Okay, like to be respectful, like I don't really listen to trap because I'm a Christian, so would you be okay with maybe like no music or like old type of music? I don't know, like what do you feel like more comfortable with, or like for the rest of the appointment, because I don't want you to feel like uncomfortable.
I say we could just do no music.
Okay, that's fine. French matches like with everything.
Isn't that interesting, sort of? She's like, I don't really, to be respectful. I like how she said to be respectful rather than to be honest. To be respectful, I don't really listen to that trap music because I'm a Christian.
I guess you could say trap.
Okay, like to be respectful, like I don't really listen to trap because I'm a Christian, so would you be okay with maybe like no music or like old type of music? I don't know, like what do you feel like more comfortable with, or like for the rest of the appointment, because I don't want you to feel like uncomfortable.
I say we could just do no music.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess that's a relief. I guess that's a relief emoji where there's like a little bubble coming out of, or drip coming out of her nose or something. I don't know what that emoji is. But this emoji right here. That one. But what do you guys think about that? I thought that was interesting. Partly because of this stuff. Somebody said, I'm disappointed in people who take offense at trivial things. It wouldn't kill this controlling customer just to deal with it for an hour. Shrugging emoji. But, this is a young lady, so I cut her slack, like I said. But the customer is always right, The customer, you accommodate the customer. When I'm at the dentist, now you guys are my customer, and I don't accommodate you ever. But this is the Hake report, and we'll get to that later. We can get to that later. A businessman, because she's a female businessman, / Christian, in my opinion, should be accommodating and understanding. It wouldn't kill the Christian nails lady to play trap music either, as long as it wasn't too distracting. Because I could imagine trap being kind of distracting, and then you slip and or you're annoyed or you're angry, and you buzz the woman's actual finger instead of just the fake nail. I don't know. Who else? They said something else. Blah, blah. She acted like a true lady. She was polite but firm, understanding, but uncompromised. That's fair. Somebody said. I liked her face, so she, okay, whatever. I love the way I wonder if she'll get her customer back, though. I wonder if that customer is going to come back. I love the way she handled that. She stood for what she believed in with respect. Everybody was, praising this gal. She showed grace through the conversation with her client. These are YouTube comments I'm reading. God bless you, sweetheart, on your relationship with Jesus. I don't listen to it because I'm a Christian. It seemed kind of underhanded, nasty tones towards each other, honestly, a little bit. But you can understand somebody who's traumatized against Christianity not wanting to hear that Christian music. Two adults being professional, compassionate, respectful. Since it's rare, I'll call this beautiful. I don't know how rare it is. What else? What else did they say? I just want to read a few of these. Oh my goodness, somebody wrote a whole book. Some of you aren't Christians who actually read the book you preach from. Ignorant or Karens. Whoa, reviler. Reviler much? A reviler is somebody who calls somebody vile things or just being nasty and overly vicious. I'm going to explain some things. Blah, 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 blah. And it goes on and on about all that stuff. Respect is not about pleasing others. Okay, whatever. This is exactly how it should be. A respectful conversation and a compromise works for both people. She gave her an interest in options, but I don't know. I would have gone with trap because she didn't say, I don't listen to trap because it's distracting. It might be distracting to me. I might slip and break your nail. She said, I'm a Christian. Seemed kind of, I don't know. Do you wear that blouse? Is that a blouse? Do you wear that blouse because you're a Christian? Shout out. She doesn't know better. What's disrespectful is being at someone's place of business and asking them to change their music. Did I finish my dentist story? The dentist asked me what I want to hear. And luckily for you / the dentist, I don't say Christian music. I say Fleetwood Mac. Just play Fleetwood Mac. It's not Christian. But it's nice. What a mess. I thought that it was okay for the customer to ask. I thought the customer handled it better than the employer. But the employer, again, is not the employer. The nails lady is young. Anyway, that's my little side note thing. I saw it on YouTube, and I found it interesting because of the the B word vibes between these gals, especially the one who said she's a Christian. But hey, whatever. Again, I cut her slack. She's young. Lord Spike Protein says, tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. I didn't know that I liked that song until, because it was on a JLP commercial. And then I heard the actual song, and I actually liked it. It's a pretty nice song. Shout out to that lady who died. Anyway, I got to get back to calls. William in California is on the line over here. William, how you doing, man? Thank you for calling and holding.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you.
Good. I really missed Bigg Bump. I really enjoyed his coming in yesterday.
Nice. Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask is, why are we pulling Emmett Till out of our tails again?
It's an interesting, controversial story. I don't know. It pulls me in every time because, I don't know, I just get sucked into controversy.
What's wrong with the black?
Yeah, how people believe stuff that isn't necessarily true, but they pick a side and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It pulls me in to pick a side sometimes. Oftentimes, too.
What side is there to pick?
No good side, really. No good side.
I mean, you do know he got it honest. What happened with his father?
Yeah, his father was a mess as well. His father had allegedly or convictedly R-worded, raped, and killed some ladies overseas.
He was executed for murder and rape.
Yep.
So he got it honest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you need to take that ball and put a Sharpie, not promoting. You take a Sharpie and take it and make it go around that ball, and it'll be right back in the same place.
My ball Earth.
Yeah, man. What is this flat Earth thing? Is this just something to talk about? I mean,
it is. It's another thing that interests me because it's a controversial thing, sort of nowadays. All of a sudden,
it was determined the Earth is round in the 1400s.
Maybe, yeah, because of thank God for Christopher Columbus
and Galileo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Galileo, and actually probably before them too. Some people knew
1400s.
Yeah,
1400s. I mean, if you get in a boat and start rowing it, you eventually will come back to the same spot. I'll tell you what, most of the California property, you can see the water. And when the sun goes down in the water, it's called
sunset.
All right.
Yeah.
So, if your living room is facing the water, it's going to be a sunset.
That's right.
You go to the back of the house. The house is facing east, and it's going to be sunrise. So why are we still talking about this?
I know they cannot explain the sunrise and sunset either.
Or are the oceans really, really, really big puddles?
Yeah, interesting question.
Well, you had a good year. I appreciate you guys, and I wish you guys a Merry Christmas and everything. You guys did a good job this year. Trump just continues to win. All the lawsuits are coming through.
Yeah, true.
And I don't know what it is about. A lot of times people worry about people who have super money. And usually those people are usually the people that don't have it.
Yeah, I know. Meddlers, mamas, communists.
Right. So you guys were talking about profiling people?
Yep.
Or what, stereotyping?
Stereotypes and profiling people. Yep. A valid practice. A valid, I mean, it can be used for good and evil. It's kind of a human nature thing. It's understandable.
I would think so.
Have some understanding for the people who stereotype. Everybody does.
Right. Well, what's wrong with the blacks, James? Because just got one of the
they're judgmental.
The female black shoplifting gang that got caught yesterday in Prop 36.
That was so funny. JLP played that today.
Yeah.
Sunset.
Can you tell me what's wrong with the blacks?
I can tell you that they're judgmental and they're spoiled. They're spoiled in a bad way in that they're used to getting away with being evil, being wrong, and catching a break they don't deserve, you know? And that's enabling of evil. It's not right.
I mean, do they like being wrong?
It can be a thrill to be wrong. Yeah. You hear them squealing and laughing. They know that indicates that they kind of know it's wrong, but it's a taboo thing.
They gotta know.
Yeah.
They gotta know. I mean, so these girls. So Prop 36 kicked in, and they're getting ready to catch some felonies. And
well deserved. Felonies.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish them well. You know, I wish them well. We're understanding people. Too understanding.
What? I'm understanding. Wait a minute. Just like reparations.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here and understand something that you ain't got coming and don't deserve.
Stealing is a felony. Newsflash, black young ladies, beautiful black young ladies. We're gracious people here.
I don't even know what to say about them. It's like, you know, the stuff they got price tags on this stuff. You got to pay for it.
Yep. Indeed. Duh.
Yeah. The Bigg Bump he brought up the Oklahoma thing, and we forgot to mention that the Black Wall Street was almost immediately rebuilt. Like the third day after that.
Uncle Tom too. Uncle Tom too.
Yeah.
I have a coffee that I got to read from about Uncle Tom too.
And what's wrong with the blacks? Because they seem to not want to remember or even look up the fact that 55 black men started that riot, incited riot.
Oh.
And were convicted.
I wasn't aware of that. They'll have an excuse for it, because if you have a made up mind, you will have.
Yeah.
I know it about myself. People know it about me, and we all know it about the blacks. They will have an excuse for those facts to say, "Oh, it's because it was a corrupt, racist white government or something like that." They will have an answer for it. They're going to explain it away, man. They don't care about the facts.
There's always some bad behavior in front of these events.
Yep. On both sides, on many sides,
right.
Oftentimes.
Just like Hawk Newsom, you know, they're all butt sore about the conviction or the acquittal of Daniel Penny. Well, they're not going to let that go. They're just like bent out of shape about that.
Yeah, what a mess.
Hawk Newsom, didn't he almost kind of basically incite a riot? And then nobody showed up.
Good. Thank God. He's not the... He doesn't round up the folks like the full-blown communists and women.
You know what he does, man. He's kind of phony. He thinks he's the next one. Him and his sister they both think they're the next one up.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they kind of like think that they're the next one up.
Okay.
You know, the black thing that, you know, basically never pays.
Yeah. True.
Well, you guys, when are you guys coming back on the show?
The 2nd of January. That's next Thursday. Not this Thursday, but the following.
Okay. Well,
Joel Friday TV is going to be coming up next.
Oh, okay.
Today. Yeah. As normal.
James, you have a good one, man. Okay.
Thank you, man. You as well. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. That's right, guys. Joel Friday. Discrimination is not racist. Let me read a few super chats, because a bunch have come in. You know what? I'm actually remiss in my duty to read the super chats, and apologies to Bigg Bump. I didn't get to the super chats that were even addressed to him. I shake my head. I guess I need more practice with this this business of having people, you know, having people on. Well, why are you getting nervous, man? Let's see. Okay. John Paul gave a diamond yesterday. Shout out to my third favorite BB on the interwebs, Bigg Bump, his third favorite BB. Nice. There's BB Netanyahu, there's Big Bear, and there's Bigg Bump, B-I-double-G, Bump. Thank you, John Paul. I'm not sure if those are your three favorite BBs. I just made them up out of my head. Mo Betta with a bunch of Ninja Guineas yesterday. Thanks, man. Bigg Bump opinion on A Tribe Called Quest. I'll have to let you know what he says. Mo Betta. I've heard of them. All for this. I might have even heard. Do they play Can I Kick It? Or do they play It's So Soulful? No, it's probably not even that either. Because It's So Soulful has Kanye on it, right? I don't know. There's one track that I have that's let's see. Try. Boom. Can I kick it? Okay, yeah. Anyway, Mo Betta says, all for the sake and pleasure of those people, the chosen, God's chosen people in Tel Aviv. That's why I like that, rather than being Tel Aviv, I like that they, I'm reading his backwards. I like that they did Jerusalem. Jerusalem is less worldly, seemingly, maybe, than Tel Aviv. Probably Jerusalem is very worldly too, you know? But Tel Aviv is known to be kind of like the gay capital of Israel, kind of like Atlanta and San Francisco are gay capitals of, and West Hollywood, or gay capitals of whatever. Anyway, so I'm glad, it's another reason I'm glad Trump moved the U.S. Embassy out of gay Tel Aviv to beautiful Jerusalem. But that's, you know, my limited knowledge, low information take. Beta Legs gave a diamond. Merry Christmas to Hake and my DLive compadres. Less than 3, which makes a heart. Very cool. Mo Betta stand up with a ninja sled. Sorry late was discussing Christmas gifting to my fam who would appreciate. Hey, Bigg Bump and Hake. Nice. 2 G's in Bigg Bump. Says Hillary overthrew Libya for Israel, and like Bigg Bump said, Gaddafi was tortured to death at hands. Imagine very religious Sunnis, Ba'athi, Shiites shooting at each other, and imagine Protestants versus Catholics. Yeah, people are suckers. People are useful idiots. All for the sake and pleasure of the chosen ones in Tel Aviv, he says. Bigg Bump opinion on A Tribe Called Quest. Nice. Thank you, Mo Betta. Sweet. Base America First, Merry Christmas to Bond and to all a good night. Right on, man. Carver bought this coffee. Hey, Hake. Hey, Hake, we were putting up some Christmas decorations and found this. Let's see if I can pull it up. Jesus Christ. It's a picture of, purportedly of Jesus, right? He may or may not have looked like this. But some of you guys call this person white. That one looks a little bit more white, maybe. And that people call that blonde. That's not blonde, okay? That's maybe a light brown hair, medium brown hair. It's not blonde. People say, oh, blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus. I never seen a blonde, very rarely. Only from like the blacks who are mad about it. Do I see a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus? Kind of like I've never heard the Jews saying about Jesus being in hell and boiling in whatever. But I hear it from the people who are mad at the Jews over supposedly believing that per their Talmud. So the blacks have their sour grapes against something that's not even a caricature of how he's normally portrayed. But supposedly this looks like Hake, I guess. Maybe. A little bit more distinctive features. I'm not a fan of that hair. But right on, Carver, thank you. Carver says, separated at birth or what? Tell me the H. Don't say this, kids. But in Jesus, Boop. H, Christ doesn't stand for Hake. Jesus, Hake, Christ. Whatever, man. Thank you. Funny. Amusing. It's all in lighthearted, good fun. Carver's a Christian, guys. Don't get nervous. Even though Hake is depicting nervousness. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And there was a... that's cool. There was this long one from Popcorn's Thump Keg that I also didn't get to yesterday. Okay, so let's read this because it's sort of interesting to me. During one of your exchanges with Ronnie from Ohio, not too long ago, you mentioned that after watching Uncle Tom 2, you realized that MLK was basically a Ben Crump type. Yeah, Benjamin Crump type. You guys familiar with Benjamin Crump? Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, and so many phony Black Lives Matter cases ever since then. Lying, saying without knowing, black victimhood, phony compassion, taking the side of the mother, the woman, the being poor me, activism, anti-white, stirring up trouble. And unlike what John Lewis said, it is not good trouble. John Lewis, the guy who's not a hero, he died, rest in peace. But they pretend he was a civil rights hero. A civil rights hero means not a hero. Yeah, and I called him evil. MLK was evil. I watched Uncle Tom 2, says Popcorn's Thump Cake. Right on, man. That's cool. I respect that. It's cool. Right on. And all I saw were a few snippets of King's speeches, and then other people opining and providing commentary. Indeed. What did you think of those snippets is really the point here. Popcorn's Thump Cake. What did you take from those snippets? What did you see in MLK in those snippets? Because I saw something in those snippets that led me to judge him as a Ben Crump type. Is that a right and fair judgment based on those snippets? Did those snippets lead into him being... Because I wasn't influenced by the commentary about him. I was influenced by how he portrayed himself. There was this woman who was like, I'm poor, it's hard, something. And it sounded hard. It sounded like she was poor. And he's like standing behind her to the side, kind of like Ben Crump would. And he was like, my. And I was like, this guy is just stirring up trouble and victimhood. I think she was a single mother, by the way. When I saw that, that's what led me to see him judge him, perhaps, as a Ben Crump guy. Judge him rightly? Or am I wrong? I asked you this before. Does it not at all strike you as incredibly lazy and uninformed to say, more or less, you've never read any of his books or read any of his writings in their entirety, and yet be comfortable enough to draw the conclusion that he was evil or a Crump type? Do you agree with me? Crump is evil, Popcorn? Thump Keg? He asked that. It doesn't strike me as lazy and uninformed, but I don't deny that I'm lazy and uninformed. But I don't think that it makes me wrong. Am I wrong about it? But I don't take away from this criticism. That's what I was staring off into the distance when JLP caught me. What are you looking crazy, Hake? On the JLP show today. If someone compiled a 20-minute collection of Trump quotes of him actually speaking, and they left it at that, a lot of people would walk away going, this guy is evil. Context and totality matter. Do you agree Trump is not evil? I don't know if I would get the same thing, because are you arguing that those were deceptive snippets that weren't representative of how he was? Because I don't know if I could find a Trump snippet where I'm like, he's evil. I would be like, I disagree with him. But Trump exudes love, reasonableness, bringing people together, whereas this guy was a phony. I used to think that King was for love, for judging by character. But in practice, he was not judging by character. He was being a communist. A communist will say something that people agree with, and then switcheroo. A communist will, a liar, a deceiver will say, love is love. Let the gays marry, quote unquote. And I say, you don't even know what love is, and that's not marriage. But that saying something that sounds nice and, oh, Christians shouldn't judge. Right, they shouldn't. But then you don't go the opposite extreme. You don't go the opposite way. You said that you judged Trump by the way he presents himself. Indeed. Why not use the same measuring stick for King? That is how I present. I judge King based on how he presented himself. He presents himself in speeches, writings, and books. I don't read Trump's books either. Books are written to deceive, oftentimes, to persuade, to deceive, to appeal to people's reason and to persuade them. Not that I'm rejecting reading his books. Maybe one day I will. I find him irrelevant since he's so long dead. It's kind of like Obama referencing Ronald Reagan. I don't know if Obama has any basis in comparing himself and his actions to that of Ronald Reagan. It may or may not be a fair comparison, but Ronald Reagan has been dead for so long that his name is used for good and evil. Same with like Jesus, although I do read, Jesus's words, but Ronald Reagan and MLK, yeah, people reference them still, and I get that they had an impact, for better or worse. But anyway, he says, if you don't care, again, fine. But you come off as lazy and somewhat trollish, remaining willfully ignorant. That last part is fair. I will accept that. Trollish, I don't accept. I'm not trying to troll. When I call them a Ben Crump type, you could call it lazy, but how about true-ish? How about true? Because I think it's true. Let me know what you thought of those snippets. Popcorn stump cake. Because I don't know, you don't tend to like judge. If I can respond with some criticism of you, maybe you don't see like the spirit and underlying unstated emotional propaganda of how people are. And you don't, I don't know if you read genuineness well. Trump, pretty genuine. JLP, genuine. MLK, after I saw that, let me know what you think. Popcorn stump cake. Very nice, very interesting, man. I'll read the rest of these coffees later in a sec, hopefully. But I want to get back to some calls. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? William, number 7 in California is... Hold on, man. Hold on, William. On the line over here.
All right.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Hake. I just wanted to wish you guys, all your listeners, and yourself and everybody there at Bond, a Merry Christmas, since I think I've been listening to you all now for about, I don't know if it's been 4 months, 5 months, or a year, because at my age, the time goes by really fast.
Yeah, I know.
You think it's been a few months, and it's like, no, it's been a year, dude. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
So just wanted to do that, and I have a friend that he's a little nervous, but he wants to talk to you. He's kind of a big fan. He's been listening too. Can he say hi real fast? His name is Kris.
Right on. Yeah,
right,
please.
Hold on. Here he is. Ho, ho, ho! Kris Kringle here. Merry Christmas.
Hey,
and all of you at Bonds.
Hey, Kris.
Oh.
Nice to hear from you, man.
Yes, Hake. I just want you to know that you are on my good list. And fun fact, do you know my laugh, ho, 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 used to not be my laugh?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, back in the day, and I won't tell you how far back, but that used to be when I was angry, when I still had anger. And I would yell at my 3 daughters early in the morning when they would come back in the morning from all their escapades. And so I would yell at them, ho, ho, ho. But now I have no more anger, haven't had it for centuries. And so I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, I'm glad.
Ho, ho, ho. Give me that. Hey, sorry. He kind of gets carried away.
Oh, right
sorry
on.
About that.
No worries. I wanted to know about your friend Kris. He said that he had a good list, but no man is good. I thought it was just a nice list, naughty or nice list.
Well, he did say that the translation's been kind of corrupted over the years, is what he says. But I don't know. I think he got into the wrong eggnog. I think he's a little. But yeah,
and I want you to ask him next time you see him about why his elf Sho Sugino sent me coal. He sent me coal for a stocking full of coal, which would indicate that I've been naughty, not nice.
So basically, he already talked to me about that. He's an imposter. So that was from Satan.
Whoa.
And so it was to get you angry and to get you thinking about your thoughts. So that way you're not effective for the big guy upstairs.
Yikes.
So that's kind of what he told me.
Man, that's crazy. Well, thank you, man. Thanks for the heads up about that. I got all this coal in my stocking from Sho Sugino, his elf. St. Nick's elf. Is he also named Nick?
So St. Nicholas was the saint name that the Catholics gave him, yes, later on.
Okay.
Yep.
And he was also called Kringle.
Yeah, he disavows the St. Nick, though, from the Catholic Church.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that.
Are you Catholic or are you leftover Catholic? Were you ever Catholic?
I grew up Roman Catholic. Yeah, I was made to go my first 18 years of my life. And I went myself after I left the house. But then I kind of just walked away and then basically went in the Air Force. And
right on, man.
So, yeah, I've only been speaking the truth myself for the last 20 years.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm almost 60. And so, and I'm brown and short and fat. And
that's right. You're a Latino American.
Yes, sir.
Do you call yourself
Absolutely.
Hispanic or Latino or Mexican or American or what? Or
I call myself William.
Nice.
That was my given name.
Fair enough. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to check because everyone always is confused when they see my last name and my skin color and then my accent. I do not sound like a Mexican.
That's right. You do sound full-blown American. I pictured you as a tall, white man. I think I
Well, I was raised by white folk.
Okay. Oh, and Kris Kringle is with K's.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the Kris Kringle Club.
Nice. So anyway, I'm going to just keep it light and loosey-goosey
right on,
today.
man.
I'm not going to really get into the Bible too much. I just, my eyes have been open. I do think that they've twisted that they're saying Jesus is God, and I just think that's, man, I mean, I don't know which way to go. You're either adding to God's word or you're taking it away.
Yeah.
Because if God's everything, putting him as a man, that's taking away all he can do and has done. And then by saying he can't do such a thing, I mean, there's arguments from both sides of the coin, and I think that's why there is such a turmoil about the whole mess.
Yeah.
Mess.
True.
So I just say I think he was our example. We should follow him, and because if anything, I think Jesus was a real man. A true man.
Yeah.
And he should be our example. So with that being said, I'm going to just encourage all y'all like you do over the airwaves and the YouTube to go out in your communities and actually be that same strength and light to the community around you. Otherwise, evil will win. Or maybe not, but we can sure hold it at bay, I think.
Fair enough. That's cool, man. Well, thank you.
All right, man. All right. Peace out, everybody. God bless everybody. And till next time, Lord willing.
Sounds good. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Very nice. Kris Kringle, Kris Kringle. Daniel in Texas is on the line here. Daniel, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah.
A couple of days ago, you had a caller named Jaden who was asking about going into the military.
Yeah.
And,
he called today, too, on JLP's show.
Yeah, and he said he's made a decision to go.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Nice.
I wanted to give him some feedback. He said that he was talking about working out and doing compound lifts, and I did those things. I did the things that he said to do.
Oh, you did those after you heard his advice on it?
Yeah.
Right on, man. And how'd it go?
It went well. So he was talking about, he was pushing 225 on the bench. So I did 555 on the bench, and then on the squats I did 315 for him. Did 5 sets of 5, and then you were talking about pull-ups, 30 pull-ups. I did 31 pull-ups.
Wow.
And, yeah.
All the way up, all the way down?
All the way up, all the way down.
Did you do slow on the way down?
It was not slow. I just did it to say I could do it.
Nice. That's impressive, regardless of the quality of the pull-up, honestly. But if you did all the way up, all the way down, even if it wasn't slow, 30, you're in some serious shape, I think.
So I did those things.
Dang. Don't say dang, kids, unless your parents let you.
But I was really happy that he called with some of those pointers, because it gave me an opportunity to kind of change something up.
That's cool. Yeah. Jaden's workout tips.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I'm glad, and it's nice that you are giving your blessing as to his military decision.
Yeah, I mean, I did that. I did it twice. I got out, and for 3 years, I was kind of kicking around, and I went back in, and then I got out again. So I went.
Yeah.
I think it did me a lot of good when I went the first time, and both times. But going for me did a lot of good for me.
That's cool, man.
So I wish him well. I think he will be a fine addition to the United States military, and I'm excited for him.
He said he was concerned that his mouth gets him in trouble. So hopefully he can stay present, like JLP recommended, and avoid anger and be reasonable in how he responds to people.
Right. Fortunately, he will be in so much trouble that he'll probably forget about his mouth.
Nice. Yeah. True. That's cool. They beat the individual out of you sometimes, right? Or no?
They do. It's called military bearing, and it's drill. It's part of drill and ceremony.
Yeah.
You stand there at attention in silence, so he'll get plenty of that.
Right on. That's cool. It's a good discipline to have, honestly. And hopefully it's not one made out of compulsion or fear or, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the basic training is meant to be traumatizing.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of it. So if they don't think you're traumatized enough, they'll find a way to get you nice and traumatized.
That's funny, man. Well, right on. It's good to hear from you. Thank you, Daniel in Texas.
Sure. Merry Christmas.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye. And Stephen in Maryland on the line over here. Stephen, are you there? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Right on. Merry Christmas to you.
First of all, I'd like to wish you and yours, all the races, white folks, all the regular white folks, all the coons, and all the regular black folks, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I put them all both together.
That's very classy, Stephen in Maryland. I think.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Now, getting to Mr. Williams. That guy needs to He wants to be a wasp so bad he can taste it.
Did you?
You know what a wasp is?
Oh, WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah, that's what he wants to be.
Meanwhile, he is a black Creole Catholic.
Creole cat. He's in trouble.
What?
You people don't like Catholic people.
West Coast Catholic, by the way. Shout out.
No difference. Catholics are Catholics. But anyway.
Right on.
Getting back to him. Have you noticed he never says anything good about black people?
Oh, sure he does. Nothing. He loves black women.
No, he doesn't.
He talks.
No, he don't.
He speaks well of Joelle. Joelle's black.
So,
individual blacks, he's for.
Joelle is.
But the black group think thing, he's not for.
Right. Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, maybe he has a maybe he has a judgment against black people. I don't know.
Why?
You know how blacks are. I mean, it's not good to have a judgment against blacks. Okay, I agree with you on that.
That's your own race. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, I have my criticisms of whites. It's not like I have a. It's not like I want to have a judgment against whites. What
have you said bad about whites?
Sometimes they're too nice. They're scared sometimes. Sometimes they're angry. Sometimes they're on fentanyl
that's
and stuff.
Human nature being angry.
It is, and that's
everybody gets angry.
Right, and
try something else.
Well, that's what's wrong with that. It is human nature to do all of the different things that whites and blacks and Hispanics and Asians do. Those are all human nature things.
Well, anyway.
And the different races have their different symptoms of that human nature.
Well, I'm going to tell Mr. Williams.
Per capita.
If a Klan ever see him, he's going to know what he is. He won't be saying the black. I like to know.
Lord. What is this boogeyman? Have you ever met the Klan?
The Klan a couple years ago?
Uh-huh.
And they killed this white 18-year-old black kid just walking down the road. They lynched him, This was in the 80s.
In the 80s.
I wish William had taken his place. William should have been there.
Lord, that's not good. I disavow that.
I don't.
Do you wish William a very Merry Christmas too?
Yep.
Okay.
I said all the coons.
Right.
I said that's
well,
right.
I disavow that word just for the sake of the channel, I guess.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Nice.
Well, anyway, moving past William, worthless. Emmett Till. You said something about Emmett Till?
I did.
And his father, of course, was executed.
Joe Till.
I think he raped a couple women and he killed two white women in Italy.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So what does that have to do with Emmett?
Like father, like son, so people speculate, but I don't know if
Emmett
that's true.
didn't rape anybody. He didn't rape nobody. He didn't kill anybody. All he did was whistle.
No, they said that he did more than that. Everybody admits to is whistle.
Nope. They admit to the whistle, but the lady on her deathbed, the one that did it, that he didn't do any of those things. All he did was whistle. He didn't touch her. He didn't ask her for a date. He didn't put his arms around her waist.
Lewis Till is the guy who did that.
None of that stuff.
Okay, that's not true. You're saying stuff that isn't true.
It is true.
No.
But we're moving on past that.
Okay.
Next thing.
All right.
Emmett Till, when they got him in the truck, it was two black men in the back of the truck with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's true.
And were they under duress?
Who? The black men?
The black men. They had to do it under duress.
No, they didn't do it under duress.
Okay.
They
were willing participants. And were they mad because they were working for their boss? And they too may have been worked up over him allegedly grabbing and saying, I've.
They wasn't worked up. What black man gonna be worked up?
Okay. According to Wikipedia, I read this in Wikipedia. Okay, I'm not that ignorant. Emmett Till left the area, left that store after the woman went to the car to grab her gun.
Yep, the woman sure did.
And so, do you think that it was just a mere whistle that made her grab her gun? Or could it have been more possibly?
You don't do that down south.
Yeah, that's true.
White woman?
That is true. So Emmett Till was being very Chicago down south, and you don't be Chicago when you're down south.
We know that. Emmett Till found that out the hard way.
Yeah, and I disavow that way. That's not right. If it's true what happened to him, I disavow it. It's not right.
Right, because he knocked all that boy's teeth out, the jaw teeth, everything.
I don't know. Maybe that happened after. Maybe that happened after he was already dead. I don't know.
No, not with somebody knocks my teeth out after dead. Come on.
Well, maybe to hide the evidence because they use dental records to ID bodies. Maybe. I'm making stuff up. But yeah, torture. I disavow torture. I disavow murder. I disavow kidnapping, and all that, of course.
Okay.
But I don't disavow racism because it doesn't even exist.
Racism.
I disavow overreacting when women cry victimhood.
Women cry victimhood?
Yeah, because she cried victimhood because he harassed her. Allegedly, which I don't know.
Please.
You know, white women lie and black males are dirty sometimes. Shout out.
They said in Time, they had an article in Look magazine. This is before your time. You don't know about Look.
I know a little bit about it. They're the ones who showed his image. Yeah, that his mother wanted to show the image of his body, open casket.
No. I'm talking about the story that the two murderers wrote. They said they did it.
Oh.
They confessed to it. He said that
maybe not.
That he's the one that shot him because he still said he dated white girls up in Chicago. That really set him off. So he shot him.
After they kidnapped him, he still bragged about dating white women?
Yeah, he's brave.
I don't know, man. I've never really looked into this story like that. He had some balls, as you said. Guts.
Guts. Okay,
thanks.
guts.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, nibbling up down there.
Yeah.
Outside of that.
What a terrible story that has nothing to do with you or me, and yet we're caught up in it. Such vanity.
I was down in Mississippi. Look, I was down in Mississippi for almost 3 years.
It still has nothing to do with you.
I was there in '55.
Yeah.
I was at Keith Air Force Base.
And you married a German woman, and you lived to tell about it.
Yeah. Well, I married over in Germany.
Right. Shout out to the Germans.
Good old Germans.
The white guilt Germans.
Let me tell you one more thing about white people. You said all black people are savages.
Who said that?
I heard you say it a couple of times. I heard Mark say it. I just heard William had the nerve to say it.
Okay, so what about? Okay. I don't know if any of this is true, but go ahead.
Who would nail a human being to two boards? You know, one in each, a nail in one wrist, a nail in the other wrist, and a nail through your feet, and crucify you. What's more savage than that?
That's how you get people in line when you make an example out of them sometimes, you know?
That's a death sentence. That was a death penalty.
It was a death penalty. It's the Romans, those Italians, those beautiful Italians who knew how to get. No, they're sort of you can call them white. I'll accept them. And shout out to the Jews who used the who used the Italians to do this. I don't know if they're Italians, but you know the Romans who to do this. I don't know. I mean, there's been all kinds of brutal things that people have done, and that's a pretty brutal way to go.
What color were they?
Huh?
What color were they?
The white Romans and the olive-skinned Jews. The olive-skinned Jews were like, crucify him, give us Barabbas, the murderer.
That's right. Okay. Well, Barabbas was black too.
No, he was Jewish. He was olive-skinned.
Oh, well, okay. Whatever.
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
it's irrelevant. It's basically human nature to be cruel. If you lived in those times,
I'm not cruel.
Well, I don't know. When you were in the military, you might have had to do some things had you seen some combat. These were manlier times. No wonder you're so soft.
Air Force.
That's why. Oh yeah. See, I almost joined the Air Force. because I would want to be in a soft type of military thing where you don't have to see anybody that you bomb.
I don't have killing nobody.
Were you a pilot?
No, I was an air traffic controller. Remember?
Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice talking with you, Stephen, in Maryland.
Wait a minute, that Jesse said we wasn't smart enough to do. He had affirmative action. You know that?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, back in your day, you guys were smart. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. He was very intelligent. I don't know what happened to Jesse.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's too
He was last in his class of 18. I got to run, though, man. It's nice talking with you.
Are you kidding?
Take care, Stephen.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. And my favorite caller, Maze from the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio. Maze, how you doing?
Hello, James.
Hey.
We hope that we're going to have a good time the next year.
Yikes.
Black people. He keep on worrying about black people, then he do his own CWPs. I tell you, James.
Blacks get away with saying such slurs.
What?
Oh yeah, didn't you agree not to say that? Because he doesn't like that. He doesn't like.
I don't care.
No, but you agreed for the sake of
respect. About what he wants to say about people, so I mean he doesn't like it.
I know,
really.
But he didn't name call in that type.
That's all he do all day.
No,
when he
come
calls
on.
about black people.
Wait, you
and
agreed?
Women.
You agreed not. I thought you agreed not to say that word anymore.
Well, then, if you don't want me to say it, I won't. But if you don't want me to
for
say
my
it,
sake, it makes my heart flutter.
Why?
Because it's on air. I mean,
okay,
I'll say it. I'll say it with you if you ever come to Bond. But don't say it. Yeah, just don't say it on air though, please.
Oh, all right. If I ever come to
Appreciate
Bond, I can say it as much as I want to, and I want the miracle to meet me at the door so we can see what he look like.
All right. Okay, so
I
Mace.
won't say it again.
Thank you.
Last time. But when you find angry people and people that's in fear,
okay,
they hate people.
Yeah.
Just to tell y'all that you hate what you fear. So he fear black people and he fear women because he hates them.
Oh, okay.
And that's what's so funny about it. And then what Bigg Bump told yesterday, where did he get that information from so I can do some research? I don't take his word for nothing.
Good. You shouldn't take anybody's word for anything.
That's right. You got to do some research and find the facts and the true facts.
Okay, so the Isaac Woodard story he got from LitHub, an account of the blinding of Sergeant Isaac Woodard, the guy who was drunk, the soldier. And then Clarion Ledger and famous-trials.com. And then there was another guy who has a website who's also referenced in the Clarion Ledger story about Levi Collins and the blacks who were in the Emmett Till case.
Really?
Yeah, so check those out. And
I want to see who the people are, and then I can determine what he said, because Bigg Bump coming with some crazy stuff.
Right. Nice.
And you say allegedly. I'm glad you said that.
Good. Thank you.
I mean, you don't really believe what he had to say either.
Oh, it's just that I'm a fair person. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. But what is he trying to do? Erase history? Because history is there.
Right, but history is incomplete. And he's trying to complete history.
I told you we have two sets of books. We have books that were written by black people, and we have written that were written by CWPs.
Yeah. CWPs, for those who don't know, are Caucasian white people.
So we have two sets of books.
Right.
So if they want to change history just like they did the Bible, that's what they look like they're working on.
Nice.
But the true history is still like that, and it will always be.
That's true.
So with that, you have a good one.
You as well, Maze. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas. Oh, happy holidays or whatever. I don't know. Merry Christmas
whatever
to you.
you want to call it.
All right. Take care. Oh, bye. Oof. Okay, so I got all these super chats, and thank you guys. Imperfect bought a coffee. Ketchup bought a coffee. Little Rock, JC bought some coffees. Derek bought a coffee. Guys, I want to acknowledge them, but I'm not going to have time. Unfortunately, I did poor time management here, and so I won't be able to read them to you guys. I'll have to read them in the new year, but they're congratulating me on the nice painting from 10 years ago. Merry Christmas. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Yes. And Merry Christmas. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. I think there might have been another diamond that came in. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Hankula. Nice. Thank you, Dijon Paul. And I will have a special thing for you guys, okay? Joel Friday coming up next. And let's see if I can play this at the request of a black guy. Cool, huh? Pretty cool. This one's not bad. I feel the spirit. Black lady. Very nice. Thank you, Bobby. Keep me in the flat earth, Lord. You hear that bass? Hake, you're wrong, SMH. So nice. This song is terrible. I think it's all right. And they're sitting like civilized people. Humble. I don't wanna fall. 1992. Fanny B. Smith. Keep me in the pathway. Cameraman. Light out. I gotta go, guys. Take care. See you next year. Church. Joel Friday. Anchor, baby.